Juan Diego Zamudio. Watashi wa Diego desu. Head of International Technical Cooperation at San Marcos University and official representative of Peru in Japan. Today we will have an open ceremony between the Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos, Sakura Science Program, and University of Miyazaki. So I would like to present from San Marcos side all the attendance today. First, I would like to present that today will be Dr. Heli Jaime Barron Pastor. He is head of General Office of Cooperation and Interinstitutional Relations at San Marcos, and Jose Segundo Niño Montero, Vice Rector of Research and Graduate Studies for National University of San Marcos, Dr. Jerry Ramon Raffner, Rector of San Marcos University, His Excellency Mr. Katayama Kazuyuki, PhD, Ambassador of Peru in Japan, and all of the team. Here is also Dr. Carlos Alberto Delgado, Carlos Aquino Rodríguez, Consuelo Elsa Cornejo Carrasco, Dr. Manuel León Núñez Vergara, and Dr. Ota, that you know very well. I would like to introduce Professor Yasu to introduce from Miyazaki side. Thank you, Professor Yasu. Welcome.
Good morning and a good afternoon. I'd like to introduce our Japan side. Former President, University of Miyazaki, Dr. Tsuyomu Ikenoue. President, University of Miyazaki, Dr. Hiroshi Sameshima. Vice President for Human Resource and Financial and SDGs, Ryo Akashi. Vice President for Research and Planning, University of Miyazaki, Hiroshi Kataoka. Hiroaki Kataoka, sorry. Program Planner, Professor Kazuhiro Morishita. Head of the Department in International Student Support Center for International Relations. My name is Yasuyuki Kanaoka. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Kanaoka. Sumimasen. Okay, we are amigos, we are friends, we are tomodachi now. Thank you so much. Shall we start with the first presentation? Dr. Heli Jaime Barro Pastor, Head of International, or the General Office of Cooperation and International Relations. Please, Dr. Heli.
Thank you very much, Juan Diego. Your Excellency, Mr. Katayama Kazuyuki, Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary Ambassador of Japan in Peru. Dr. Hiroshi Sameshima, President of University of Miyazaki, Japan. Dr. Tsuyomu Ikenoue, Past President of the University of Miyazaki, Japan. Dra. Yeri Gloria Ramon Raffner de Vega, Rector of the Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos. They are professors, colleagues, they are students. It's a great honor for me to give this word of welcome to this meeting of this event as a part of the collaboration with Miyazaki in the Sakura Science Exchange Program. Our relationship with the University of Miyazaki began in 1991 when one of our professors, Dr. Arturo Ota Nakasone, studied a PhD program at the medical school as a graduate student in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. This made this long professional relationship and friendship between Dr. Arturo Ota Nakasone and the past president of the Miyazaki University, Dr. Tsuyomi Kenoe. The fruits and the next step of this collaboration were the signing of the collaboration agreement in August 2018 between our university. It was 3 years ago. At that time, Dr. Takami Okabayashi, as a representative of the University of Miyazaki, was present in San Marcos University. In a formal ceremony, we signed this agreement on August 7 in the session room of the University Council here in Peru. As you know, the objective of the framework agreement is to establish learning programs, academic exchange, and university cooperation in the field of education, while the specific agreement could allow students from both universities to take courses to their professional career with their academic credits. Later, in 2019, the first collaborative symposium was held welcoming the delegation of authorities and academics from San Marcos with their academic peers at the University of Miyazaki campus. The same year, we applied for the Sakura Fund for the Sakura Science Exchange Program, which is a short-term invitation program organized by the Japanese Science and Technology Agency to provide young people with opportunities to experience science and cutting-edge technology in Japan. Our student delegation will participate in these exchange programs, which specifies to acquire specific techniques and skills related to science and technology required by University of Miyazaki, which for reasons that we already know, cannot be supposed to be a face-to-face activity. So instead of that, we have programmed the online platform for our undergraduate students and research professors for the execution of this program. We are sure that this is one of the first activities for many other activities that we want to do in the future with our partners, what we will do with University of Miyazaki. In this, the presence of both president of the University of Miyazaki and Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos represent the interest and commitment of promoting the internationalization activities between our universities, and of course, strengthen the ties of friendship between Peru and Japan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Feli. Big claps for all the audience in Peru and Japan. So I would like to introduce Professor Yasuyuki Kataoka, Head of the Department of International Student Support Center, Center of International Relations, Miyazaki University.
First of all, I'm very terribly sorry about to call the name. I forget to call the name of Yoshitaka Hishikawa, Dean. On behalf of the International Relations Center for the University of Miyazaki, I'd like to say a few words. The National University of San Marcos and the University of Miyazaki have been maintaining the cherished partnership for a long time, since Professor Ota of the National University of San Marcos studied at our university as a student. We are confident that we are able to hold an exceptional ceremony here today by the fervent combined efforts of many stakeholders at both universities. Our University of Miyazaki welcomed the executive members of the National University of San Marcos to Miyazaki back in 2019. This visit has expanded the exchange, not only the Faculty of Medicine, but also the Faculty of Engineering and the Faculty of Agriculture. University of Miyazaki is now able to add a new institution to this existing collaboration, the Faculty of Regional Innovation, and hopes to develop even stronger ties between the two universities in terms of both research and student exchange. I hope that today's ceremony will greatly contribute to the development of both universities. Thank you very much. Center for International Relations of the University of Miyazaki, Head of the International Student Division, Yasuyuki Kataoka.
Big claps for Dr. Kataoka. And I would like to introduce now Kazuhiro Morishita, a professor and very good friend from all the Peru team in San Marcos University and many other universities. Program implementer of University of Miyazaki. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for taking time over your business schedule to participate in the opening ceremony of this session. The slide is there. Okay. Oh, okay. So it is my pleasure to announce that JST Sakura Science will be hosting a web conference between the University of Miyazaki and the National University of San Marcos. This is a brief history of the exchange between San Marcos University and University of Miyazaki. Dr. Harry already introduced this history so far. We just follow that same things. So, Dr. Ota came to our university in 1991, and also getting a doctor's degree under the Dr. Ikenoue. And also, when the Dr. Ikenoue became the president of the university, he suggested that we conducted joint research with Peru. And Dr. Ota was introduced to us by President Ikenoue. So this relationship is entirely due to the efforts of Dr. Ota. Therefore, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Ota. Okay, 2017, we had a kickoff symposium on Miyazaki for research collaboration between Japan and Peru. Not in there, but Dr. Ota was invited to Miyazaki, had a lecture at the symposium. And 2018, President Ikenoue and also Vice President Akashi and myself visited to National University of San Marcos, guided by Dr. Ota. We met with Rector Kachai and Dean Shimabukuro of the School of Medicine, and they agreed to sign an international university research agreement. The next slide, please. And then we have and the same year, Dr. Okabayashi, the University of Miyazaki, visited to National University of San Marcos and signed the inter-university agreement on the left side of the picture. This is a newspaper article about the inter-university agreement, and Dr. Okabayashi also appeared to the TV news in Peru. The picture on the right was a group photo from the occasion with Dr. Ota is the left side and Dr. Heri also in attendance in here. Okay, next slide, please. In 19, at the request of the University of Miyazaki, the president of the University of San Marcos, Rector Kachai, and several other representatives, including the dean of various faculties, visited the University of Miyazaki. This group photo was taken in the president's office when he received the visit from National University of San Marcos. Okay, and then this is a group photo taken after the symposium on joint research project between the two universities. Many of the professors who are participating in this opening ceremony today and attended the symposium at that moment. It's many, okay. And this is current president, Dr. Samishima on the left side, Dr. Ota, and former rector Kachai, and former president Ikenoue, the four people are there. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, on April of 2020, President Ikenoue and also Vice President Akashi and myself were planning to visit National University of San Marcos to deepen our relationship. However, it was canceled due to COVID-19. It was become impossible to go there afterwards. Therefore, in May 2020, the Faculty of Medicine of the University of San Marcos proposed to the Medical School Council to grant Dr. Ikenoue Honorable Doctor of University of San Marcos. I have I don't have any slide. I forgot to put in here. But then we have a ceremony at the honor of Dr. Degree President Ikenoye in our university at August 10, 2021. After that, 2020 and 2021, we are selected the Sakura Science Program between National University of San Marcos and the University of Miyazaki. So, and we have a plan to invite 10 young researchers and students to Miyazaki at that moment. And as you know, due to the COVID-19, the personnel exchange was canceled and postponed for 1 year, 2021. However, COVID-19 is still not settled, and we have decided to substitute it by web conference. So we have 4 meetings set it. The meeting one is Joint Research Globalization Action and Project between Japan and Peru, November 25 and 26. And Dr. Diego and Professor Kataoka as moderators. Meeting 2 is Clinical Research in Perinatal Neonatal Medicine on January 17 and 18 and next year. Professor Carlos Alberto Delgado and Yuki Kodama as a moderator. Next slide, please. Meeting 3, recent topics and future problems in surgery for gallbladder carcinomas, January 27 and 28. Professor Ira Cornejo and Dr. Nanoshima. And also meeting 4 is a medical student exchange program, February 27 and 28. And next year, Dr. Manuel Nuez, Ana Delgado, and Shuzo Yokoyama. And then explain each project briefly. The first one is titled Japan-Peru Joint Research Globalization Action Project. So the topics show that the exchange background and vision and universities. And then Japanese side will introduce its faculty of regional innovation, explain what fields are encompassed, and then we'll explain future development. And Peru side also introduce the faculty and the research field. Next slide, please. Next one. And also presentation by the student in each university. Their presentation shows that they are explaining the actions, activities, research ideas, their own student views in each side. And then information to exchange, and also explain the ecosystem in Peru and Japan from professors and student views in these topics, and explains the partnership. Maybe Dr. Kataoka is experienced with the Republic of Togo. Maybe they are explaining the diversity as well as Latin America also. So in the future, this opinion and discussion will be lead to the future joint research and student exchange program so far. Next slide, please. Meeting 2 is a neonatal on perinatal and neonatal medicine. Okay, the neonatal mortality rate in Miyazaki Prefecture is the lowest in Japan, and the University of Miyazaki, led by Professor Ikenoye at that moment, had established the safest delivery system, baby delivery system in Miyazaki. This is the reason why the University of Miyazaki's neonatal care is said to be the best in Japan. So this title topics are neonatal asphyxia. This so that the neonatal babies almost die by the lower decreased blood flow or decreased oxygen, and some mechanical or some other accident by the or disease by that. So their topics show that exchange background and research management between Peru and Japan, the education and neonatal resuscitation by Dr. Carlos Alberto Delgado, and also perinatal referring system in Miyazaki, population-based study by Yuki Kodama, Dr. Yuki Kodama, and show that the clinical data on asphyxia by Dr. Yamada. Interestingly, in the Pediatric Society in Peru will be notified to the members of the Pediatric Society, and online participation will be invited. On Miyazaki side, all of the OBGYN department gathering together in the resident fellows, assistant professor, undergraduate student in School of Medicine. Next slide, please. Next. Meeting 3, written topics on future problem in surgery for gallbladder cancer, carcinomas. Bolivia and Peru are countries with high incidence of gallbladder cancer, and environmental and genetic factors are thought to be involved, but these problems not resolved yet. So in addition, Dr. Elisa Coronello from Peru and Dr. Nanoshima, Dr. Nishizawa, he's a Bolivian side discussant, and Eiji Nishizawa working in a Bolivian general surgeon in Santa Cruz. He's a friend of Dr. Nanoshima, and then he will join that. 3 people will join this meeting to exchange information on basic and clinical aspects of gallbladder cancers among 3 countries. In the future, the joint research and medical contribution in basic clinical aspects are possible doing among of them. This meeting has been approved as a special graduate seminar so far in the University of Miyazaki. Therefore, many medical graduate students are expected to be attend online. Next slide, please. The last conference is an exchange project of medical students. So 15 to 20 medical students from the 4th and 5th grade students participate in this meeting in both sides. So the student will give the presentation by student-based presentation, and discussion will be held. The next slide, please. This is the precise schedule so far. They are presenting first presentation that introduce their faculty and university by student itself. And also second presentation is that learning experience and changes medical education and medical training during COVID-19 pandemic by a student. And then their comments and questions and small group discussion with each other in this session after that. And in the future, it may be possible to exchange student training and basic assignment and clinical training between 2 universities. Okay, thank you very much for attention.
Glad for Dr. Morishita. He was always so kind with us, and we developed many activities and also this program with all Miyasaki and San Marcos side. I would like to introduce, and this is the part we just passed the welcome speech for organized and official presentation on Sakura Science Program, and now we will have a speech by officials. So in this part, after the presentation of Ambassador Katayama Kazuyuki, we will have the official photo. So please prepare for that moment. Now I would like to introduce Jose Segundo Niño Montero, Vice Rector for Research and Graduate Study at National University of San Marcos, Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos. I will translate after his speech. Doctor José Niño, adelante, bienvenido.
Hola, buenas noches. Es un gusto compartir con ustedes desde la Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos. Un saludo fraternal a la Universidad Hermana de Japón, con la cual se tiene el convenio y producto del cual estamos desarrollando la presente actividad. Por el temario a abordar durante este evento, muy relacionado con la rama de medicina. Y hay algunos artículos desarrollados producto de los últimos 2 años que ha vivido el mundo y que compartimos muchas experiencias en cuanto al conocimiento de la pandemia que nos ha tenido en los últimos meses muy atareados en las tareas de investigación, y en el mundo académico esto ha tenido una repercusión diversa. Hay actividades que se han venido desarrollando de manera virtual, abruptamente, con la experiencia que se va ganando en el tema, y
Doctor Niño.
también las actividades asistenciales de
Doctor Niño,
los...
perdón.
¿Sí?
Voy a traducirlo.
Ok, perdón.
Perdón. Okay.
Gracias.
I will translate. Okay, it's my pleasure to hang out with you. This is a mainly medicine and health conference. Since 2 years ago, many articles were published, and we shared in the academic world how the pandemic affect. Prosiga, por favor.
Es muy grato encontrar de entre quienes han desarrollado sus actividades en la Universidad de Japón al doctor Ota, un neonatólogo de gran renombre, cuyas labores asistenciales la desarrolla en el Hospital Rebagliati, que es una de las sedes más importantes de la Facultad de Medicina.
It's a pleasure to have a Dr. Octar. He is well known in the Rebagliati Hospital in Peru. Sí,
Desde el Vicerrectorado de Investigación de San Marcos vemos con particular simpatía la realización de este evento como un punto de partida de un relanzamiento de estas relaciones que hay con la Universidad de Japón y la Universidad de San Marcos. Queremos que esto sirva para relanzar el convenio y poder emprender nuevamente investigaciones conjuntas que la pandemia ha interrumpido.
From the Vice Research area, this is below my side, we are see that this is a starting point to work between University of Miyazaki and San Marcos University, so we can do a joint research project. Sí, prosiga.
Para nosotros es de particular interés continuar con estas actividades y tal como se ha reseñado seguramente y es conocido a nivel local e internacional, contamos con por primera vez en la historia de San Marcos, con una dama como rectora de la universidad. Creo que eso nos ubica en un plano muy expectante de las relaciones a nivel internacional.
For us, it's a particular interest to continue, and we have, as well as you know, we have the first women as a rector in the whole history of San Marcos.
Para nosotros es sumamente grato compartir con ustedes estos momentos y esperamos que sea la continuidad de un trabajo fructífero, cada vez más importante e intenso de colaboración académica entre nuestras instituciones.
It's our pleasure to continue our work, and we will successfully achieve our goals.
Me sumo a los deseos de éxito pleno de este evento y siempre las puertas de San Marcos están abiertas para un intercambio presencial y también por esta vía virtual. Hemos aprendido a algunos el uso de estas plataformas que creo que hay que aprovecharlas para reunirnos en cualquier momento y para intercambiar ideas y bueno, algunos de repente opiniones de otro tipo que podríamos hacer que repercutan positivamente en la gestión de nuestras instituciones.
I would like to summary the San Marcos is open for you, and we can work face-to-face and virtual work. This is a point to start. Okay.
Quiero agradecerles por la oportunidad que me han brindado para participar en este evento. Lo voy a seguir con particular interés y ya estaremos a través de la Oficina de Cooperación tratando de proseguir con este tipo de actividades en un futuro cercano. Muchas gracias a todos, el mejor de los éxitos y siempre cuenten con San Marcos como un aliado en esta parte del mundo. Un abrazo a todos ustedes.
Claps. Thank you very much, Dr. Niño. Thank you so much. I will follow personally through the general office, and thank you so much. Please consider us San Marcos as a strategic partnership. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we will continue for the presentation. Now we will have Dr. Hiroaki Kataoka, Executive Director, Vice President for Research and Planning at University of Miyazaki. Welcome, Dr. Kataoka. Welcome, welcome. Always welcome.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Hiroaki Kataoka, Vice President of University of Miyazaki. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Can you hear you? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay.
We are like a ninja.
Okay. So I'm disappeared.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So it is my pleasure for being here today, and I appreciate all the members of University of San Marcos and all the members of the organizing committee to organize this meeting in this difficult time, and all the outstanding researchers of San Marcos and the University of Miyazaki who are going to present their data and topics in this meeting. I do hope sustainable development of our fruitful relationship and collaborations for long period in the future. And this meeting will be a milestone of our fruitful relationships. Thank you once again for giving us to have this wonderful meeting in this difficult time. Thank you.
Hello, nice to see you again. My name is Ryo Akashi. Unfortunately, in the last April, we canceled to visit in Peru with former President Inoue and Professor Morishita. So, but I think we can visit maybe soon. Then I am very interested to the genetic diversity or the genetic resource in the Peru. So last time I visited the potato in the institute in the Peru. So this is it's kind of the dream to visit in theirs. Okay, so maybe in the near future we collaborate in the genetic analysis in your very important in the plant genetic resource each others. Okay, so please enjoy to the Sakura Science. Thank you very much.
Claps to Dr. Hiroaki Kataoka and Ryo Akashi as Executive Director, Vice President for Research and Planning, University of Miyazaki, and Executive Director of Vice President of Human Resources, Financial and SDGs of University of Miyazaki. Peru have 4,000 kind of potato, 4,000 kind of potato, and many variety of these in the nature, in the diversity. So it's my pleasure to present one of the best friends from high-level authorities in San Marcos and in Peru, Dr. Tsuyomu Inoue, former president of University of Miyazaki. Welcome.
Well, His Excellency Dr. Katayama, Ambassador of Japan in Peru, Dr. Raffner, Rector of National University of San Marcos, and distinguished guests, and all the participants in this international symposium. My name is Tsuyomu Ikenaue. I am a previous president of University of Miyazaki. I still remember that my marvelous time when I visited in Peru, particularly in University of San Marcos. You extended a great kindness and friendship to me. Firstly, I would like to congratulate on this Sakura science program, which is on remote communication system because of the pandemic situation of COVID-19. I appreciate all the members for their tremendous effort extended to prepare and make the symposium possible today. Please excuse me taking this opportunity to express my deepest gratitude for having an honorary doctorate degree from Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos, which was issued on July the 2nd, 2021. It is a tremendous honor for me to have been bestowed such a prestigious title from a university with an extremely long and distinguished history in the world. On August 10th, the Center of International Affairs of our University of Miyazaki held a ceremony here in Miyazaki for the presentation of the honorary degree from university instead. And we sent you a video of them several days ago. I still regret that I was unable to visit you and directly express my appreciation to all the friends of the University of San Marcos due to this pandemic COVID-19 situation. But I hope my remarks at the ceremony conveyed my sincere appreciation for this great honor from the University of San Marcos. As I mentioned in my remarks at the ceremony, the honorary degree from your university, I still appreciate that Dr. Nakasone Ota, who has decided to come to University of Miyazaki, to our Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, to work on the research on fetal and neonatal brain damages, which were our main theme of the research at the time in our department. That's the reason why I'm particularly grateful to Dr. Ota Nakasone from Peru. That was in early of 1990s. I am grateful that even during this pandemic time, we have been able to stay in close contact, such as on online international communication and Congress of the Medical Education that your university organized from May the 25th through 29th, and kindly invited our members from Faculty of Medicine to join that international symposium. At the same time, however, we are eager to have the opportunity to meet in a face-to-face fashion and with our reconstruct esteemed colleagues with the very intimate in relationships. I hope that if this pandemic situation is conquered, I'm pretty sure that will come soon. We could meet again to face and exchange our friendship very intimately from the bottom of the heart. Lastly, I hope this symposium will be successful and bring us a lot of new information to both of us. Thank you again for awarding with the title of honorary doctorate for your university. I always pleasure and treasure the diploma and the medal that you generously presented to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much and congratulations for the great presentation. And now it's a turn to the one of the also most friend from Peru. He's now in Peru, and without his help, I think it's impossible to do anything. And I want to thank you also for him and also for the former place and also Miyasaki University. It's my pleasure to present His Excellency Katayama Kazuyuki, PhD, Ambassador of Japan in Peru. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Thank you for kind introduction. Dr. Heli Gloria Ramon Rufner de Vega, Rector, National University of San Marcos. Dr. Sameshima Hiroshi, President of Miyazaki University, and Dr. Ikenoue Tsuyomi, ex-president of Miyazaki University. Buenas noches to Peruvian colleagues and ohayo gozaimasu to Japanese colleagues. And thank you very much for inviting me to today's ceremony of Sakura Science Program organized by University of Miyazaki and San Marcos University. On behalf of the Japanese Embassy in Peru, I would be very pleased to make some remarks. First of all, I'm very glad to see the relationship between the two universities, which I heard studied with San Marcos University medical school students getting Monbusho scholarship to study at the Miyazaki University Medical School in 1991, has later developed constantly and finally resulted in the signature of the exchange agreement in 2018. Taking this opportunity, I'd like to express my high respect and congratulations to great efforts made by the people concerned in both universities across the Pacific Ocean. Sakura Science Program started in 2014 as one of Japan's international academic cooperation programs and has provided the youth in each country with the opportunities to understand mutually and construct a strong relationship through the experience of the state-of-art science, technology, and culture, as well as the exchanges with the Japanese youth. About 33,000 youth all over the world have been invited to Japan under this program for the last 6 years. And Japan has attached great importance to academic exchanges with Peru for such a long time. And in fact, we have achieved excellent outcomes. The academic exchanges have been implemented between 45 universities of both countries so far. And I sincerely hope the cooperation will be also further promoted in medical field, taking advantage of Japan's knowledge and experience of this area. And today's gathering will be a new step forward for students and scholars who want to understand each country and each university more widely and more deeply. The year 2023 marks the 150th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Peru and Japan. And Peru is the first country in Latin America with which Japan established diplomatic relations. And Japanese embassy would be very happy to continue to provide a strong support to such academic exchanges as today's event towards that commemorative year. And lastly, I sincerely wish the further promotion of academic exchanges as well as the prosperity of University of Miyazaki and also the San Marcos University. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias and arigatou gozaimashita.
Claps. Fuertes aplausos. Now we will take an official photo. Please prepare your camera and we can organize here to take the picture. Okay, shall we take a picture, please?
Are we all ready to take a photo? Smile. 1, 2, 3. One more? Just one more? Now, raise your hand. Hi, hello. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the great photo. Please take a seat, be comfortable. Thank you for the great photo. Hope in Peru also you can take a very good photo. If not, we can use Photoshop to include maybe many people after that. So thank you so much. It's a very enjoyable here also in Miyasaki University in the south part of Peru. It's my first time also in Kyushu Prefecture. I'm very happy to be here. So thank you so much. After the great presentation of Ambassador of Japan, and thank you for Kenta Aggregate Cultural in the Embassy for his great support. So now I would like to introduce Dr. Jerry Gloria Ramon Raffner, the first women rector in our long history of a National University of San Marcos, Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos. I will be the translator. So, doctora Jerry, por favor, puede dar su presentación. Su micro, perdón. Ahora sí.
Es para mí un honor dirigirme hoy en esta ceremonia tan especial de Sakura Science Exchange Program. Excelentísimo señor Katayama Kazukuyu, embajador extraordinario y plenipotenciario de Japón en el Perú. Doctor Hiroshi Semeshima, presidente de la Universidad de Miyasaki, Japón. Doctor Tsuyomi Ikenue, Paz, presidente de la Universidad de Miyazaki, de Japón. Señor Roberto Shimabukuro, estimados vicerrectores, vicepresidentes, jefes de oficinas y departamentos de la Universidad de Miyazaki y de la Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos, docentes, investigadores, comunidad académica de Perú y Japón. Es para mí un gran honor, en mi calidad de rectora de la Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos, brindar unas palabras en la ceremonia de inauguración del programa de intercambio de ciencia de Sakura. Durante el año 2021, nuestras universidades han trabajado de manera conjunta y colaborativa en concretar esta gran iniciativa en beneficio de nuestros estudiantes e investigadores. Es por ello que he seguido muy de cerca el esfuerzo de los equipos internacionales que trabajan con el objetivo de brindar experiencias únicas internacionales en esta coyuntura de la pandemia COVID. En este sentido, San Marcos brinda la cordial bienvenida a toda la comunidad universitaria de la Universidad de Miyazaki. Sin duda, este programa permitirá el intercambio de conocimientos y abrirá grandes oportunidades de trabajo en línea de investigación en el sector salud.
Doctor, perdón, voy a traducir un poco. Sí. It's my pleasure to deliver words for all of you. I would like to thank you and welcome to San Marcos University. This is the present program for medical studies, and because our international teams was in charge of to organize this great conference. Sí, por favor, prosiga.
Es un orgullo para la Decana de América, nuestra querida alma mater, Universidad Nacional Mayor de San Marcos, que esta alianza que se inició desde hace muchos años, cuando docentes sanmarquinos estudiaron en la Universidad de Miyazaki. Continuando con colaboraciones académicas, visitas institucionales y la condecoración de intelectuales de ambas casas de estudio. San Marcos, como la mejor universidad pública del país, de América Latina, y por qué no decir estar cerca también del mundo, abre sus puertas y redes a nivel nacional e internacional. Deseamos continuar aunando esfuerzos, ser socios estratégicos activos y clave en la generación de nuevos conocimientos. Es por ello que San Marcos es la única institución de educación superior universitaria que cuenta con una oficina satélite en Japón gracias a la colaboración de la Agencia de Cooperación Internacional del Japón, JICA, así como de la Embajada de Perú en Japón. La profunda y continua amistad con nuestros socios nos permite llegar a tener objetivos globales y locales, así como mantener y mejorar nuestra relación con Japón. Finalmente, me despido invitando a la comunidad universitaria a trabajar más con Japón y aprender de las buenas prácticas en educación e investigación y asimismo en la internacionalización. Muchas gracias y un abrazo a la distancia.
Claps for the rector, please. After that, I would like to translate. It's our pleasure and honor for us, these strategic partners, since one San Marquino alumni, Dr. Ota, came from San Marcos side. Many visiting and rectors will start working, and San Marcos, as the best university of Peru and also in Latin America, and why not say the world, we are pressured to keep working together. San Marcos is the only university in the whole Peru that have one satellite office in Japan. And under the help of the great support from the embassy, also JICA. Our objective is local and global as the Miyasaki University. Finally, I would like to thank you and encourage to all the San Marcos University to work with Miyasaki University. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Finally, I would like to introduce Dr. Hiroshi Sameshima, President of University of Miyazaki, our amigo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Juan. Good evening and good morning, everyone, depending on where you are. My name is Hiroshi Sameshima, and in October, I became the new president of the University of Miyazaki. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule today, despite the time zone differences, to take part in today's ceremony for the Sakura science programs. In particular, I would like to express my gratitude to His Excellency, Dr. Kazuyuki Katayama, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Japan to Peru, Rector Julie Ramon Raffner of the National University of San Marcos, and our old friends for their kind participation. Among our inter-university exchange agreements, which currently involve 94 partner universities, our partnership with the National University of San Marcos is particularly important, and we are very honored to be working with such a historic university. It is also very regrettable that due to the pandemic, students and young researchers from the National University of San Marcos will not be able to visit our university on the Sakura Science program to interact with us. But plans for meetings to be held for the online program to carry out academic and student exchanges that will include not only the Faculty of Medicine, which has been deeply involved in the exchanges up to now, but also our Faculty of Regional Innovation. We hope that the active exchange of opinions and cross-cultural interactions will deepen the ties between our universities. Whatever. We also hope that this program will further promote exchanges between students and faculties, stimulate interest in foreign countries on both sides, and encourage the active dispatching and acceptance of exchange students and researchers. Moving forward, we would also like to forge a close, comprehensive, and mutual relationship that extends beyond the realm of specific faculties. We are eager to welcome our friends at the National University of San Marcos to visit us in the near future and enjoy many different experiences as soon as the pandemic ends. And we also want to visit all of you in Peru in near future. Finally, let me again express my sincerest gratitude to everyone who has taken the time to attend this online meeting. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
So that's the final part of our ceremony, opening ceremony. So I would like to wish the best work together, and why not, we can take a photo, a group photo. I have my flag from Peru. I want to have a group photo for you. So I would like to thank you also Viviana, to thank you, Professor Keiko, to thank you many staff here that support us and work together for the great future. So, as my flag, welcome to Peru. Okay, that's the end of the ceremony. Thank you so much for your participation. Please follow us and work together for a long term. Thank you so much. ありがとうございました。はい。バイバイ。じゃあまた。